Hey romance readers, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a good day today. Sorry I missed Tuesday. Yeah. It just didn't happen. I think I mentioned if I don't get to post on Tuesday, I will be posting on Thursday. So happy Thursday. I didn't finish all three of the books I were planning on reading. I only finished two of them, and I finished Shot on Gold by Jaci Burton, and this is from her play-by-play series. It's a sports romance. As you can see, he has a hockey stick, and this is set at the Winter Olympics. I really enjoyed the setting. I like romances dealing with like the Olympics or whatever. And this is going to be by Will Madigan and Amber Sloan. He's a hockey player and she's a figure skater. And they meet when Amber friend, her roommate, her and Amber and her friend are out like eating in the Olympic Village, and they meet Will, and Amber friend knows Will, so that's how Amber meets Will, through her friend. And I really enjoyed the story. It went really quick, but it's just not gonna be a keeper for me. It didn't have those moments that just sometimes, and when you read a novel and you just read a certain scene or something, and you be like, wow, you want to read this again. I don't want to read this book again. But like I said, the story went really quick. I like the setting, because in this one, how in some sports romances, the guy plays sports, but you never go with him to practice. You never go with him when he go away to a game or whatever. You just get the after effects of when he done did all this. In this one, I like the way when Will went to practice, she described that. When he had a game, she described that. And when Amber went to practice, it was the same with Amber. When she went to practice, she described Amber going to practice, and described her when she's out there on the ice. I really enjoyed that part of it, and I like the part when they're in the Olympic Village and they're walking around the village and all the stuff that goes on at the Olympics. And she also described when they had the opening ceremony. I really enjoyed that. And but the two main characters, I wasn't really into the two main characters. They were okay. It was just about them getting together and Amber coming out of her shell, because Amber has been to the Olympics before. She's been she's been a couple of times, but she's won a bronze and a bronze and a silver medal. And she wants to win, and she said this is her last time coming to the Olympic, and she wants to win the gold. So this is just about her going out more, because at the other Olympics, she always stayed in. Her friend would always try to get her to go out. She said, no, I'm not going to go out, because she thought you had to be strict, if you wanted to win. If you wanted to be a winner, you didn't have time for socializing and anything. But since this is her last game, she said she's going to stop all that. She's going to go out. She's going to have fun. And that's how her and Will hook up, and it goes from there. But yeah, I recommend the story, because it was a good story, but it just didn't have those moments for me that make me want to say, yeah, I want to read this again. And after I finished it, I was like, you could say, wow, this was a great story, man. It was just a good story, and I give it 3.5 stars. And like I said, this is Jaci Burton play-by-play series. She got quite a few of them, so if you want to check any of them out, she got The Perfect Play, Changing the Game, Taking a Shot, Playing to Win, Thrown by a Curve, One Sweet Ride, Holiday Games, that's a novella, Melting the Ice, Straddling the Line, Holiday on Ice, that's another novella, Quarterback Draw, All Wound Up, Hot Holiday Nights, that's a novella, Unexpected Rush, Rules of Contact, The Final Score, and Shot on Gold. I think I read another one of her books. I can't remember what it was though. And I also bought another one. I don't know, was it Rules of Contact? It's one of those. But I got another play-on-play series that play-on-play series book that I need to read. But this one, I give it 3.5 stars. Next up, I have R.J. Prescott's, this is one I read on my Kindle, City Under Fire. And for some reason, because of this cover, I thought this was going to be like a futuristic romance or whatever. I don't know, because of this cover, the way it looked. But this is just a contemporary. And yeah, this is a contemporary. This is another one that it was good. I'll recommend it. It was a good story. I flew right through it, but it just didn't have those moments, and I just didn't connect with the characters. And this is about Sara Tatum and Tom Harper, and they meet because she's taking over her father's business because her brother and something happened to her father and brother, and her aunt came to her and said, you know, you need to come and take over this business now. This business had been in the family for years, and we don't want our stock to drop. We need a Tatum at the helm. So Sara just stopped because she's like an artist, and she's like she do drawings for like books and stuff, and that's what she always wanted to do. She didn't want any part of the family business, but she had to drop all that because her aunt said, this is a $1 billion business. It's a shipping business, and you need to come and help us out because, you know, this has been in the family for years and years, and you want to let this business just, you know, fall apart. So her aunt gives her a guilt trip, so she goes and she started working at the business, and then one day this guy shows up, and that's when she found out that the business is already in trouble because her father has been doing some underhanded stuff with this guy. He's a Russian, letting him ship stuff on their ships. So it all goes from there, and that's how she meets Tom. He with the SAA, the Special Air Services, the Special Forces for the British forces, because this is set in London, and that's how she meets Tom. And Tom kind of go undercover with his guys and stuff, but he's like posing as her bodyguard, and so they're trying to find, and they tell her she needs to go along with this Russian guy to find out what's going on, and so she does this, and like I said, Tom become her bodyguard, hanging out with her and stuff. And that's how they fall in love. And you know, he ain't supposed to be falling in love with a, you know, somebody he's trying to fall in love with the asset. I guess that what you would call it. But this just did not tick all my boxes. Something was missing. Like I said, something was missing out of both of these for me. So I'm just giving this 3.5 stars too. And this R.J. Prescott, City on the Siege, and it's like a romantic suspense. And next on my list here that I was supposed to read but I didn't get to was How to Date a Douchebag by Sara Nay. I only got to page 10 here. I didn't finish it. I read the back of this, that tells about the story, and it really did catch my interest, and I started reading, and it just slow going for me for now because this one didn't catch my interest too much. But I'm gonna, hopefully as I continue to read, it'll pick up, and then I can just fly right through the story. But for now, yeah, but I'm reading this next, so hopefully everything will pick up and I can just fly right through this book. So this is on my this is my next book to read. And I'm also going to do my October TBR. I've added some more books because I think I only had like 2 more books from that TBR that I've been trying to work down ever since last year. I have these 2. I said I'm saving this because this is the last book in the Kingmaker Chronicles. I really love this series. And this is the last book in the Blood Roar trilogy. This is like a Western. And probably after I finish the Douchebag, I'll read this because I've been saving that one too. I'll go ahead and finish that on up. And like I said, I'm going to save this. And I'm not going to read it. I've already told you all out there about these 2. I'm just going to show you the other books that I put on this, my October TBR. I put Maya Banks on here, and this is Never Seduce a Scot. And I think I've read the synopsis of this before. I'm not going to read it again. So I've added this to my TBR for October. A historical. I guess it's set in Scotland. So yeah. And I don't think I've read any books by Maya Banks before. So this will be a first time read for me for Maya Banks. Next I have Elizabeth Hope. What is this? Duke of Desire by Elizabeth Holt. I'm not going to read the back of this. I've read this before too because I think I did this on a book haul. So I said I'm going to start trying to get these books out, read these books, and the ones I want to keep, I'm keeping. The ones I don't want to keep, I'm just going to get rid of, because I got too many books here laying around everywhere. I was like, I need some bookshelves, but I can't afford them. Because I'm spending all my money on books. So this is Elizabeth Holt. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. Duke of Desire. I guess this is like in a series too, a Maiden Lane series. Give that a try. That's a historical. Next I have Tessa Dare, the Duchess Deal, Girl Meet Duke series. I read a little bit of back of this. When Girl meets Duke, their marriage breaks all the rules. Since his return from war, the Duke of Ashbury's to-do list has been short and anything but sweet. Brooding, glowering, menacing London ne'er-do-wells by night. Now there's a new item on the list. He needs an heir, which means he needs a wife. When Emma Gladstone, a vicar's daughter turned seamstress, appears in his library wearing a wedding gown, he decides on the spot that she'll do. Now that sounded interesting. I like reading historicals where the main character like is the vicar's daughter, and then she like meets the Duke or whatever. So that sounded interesting. So I was like, let me give this a try. I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna put this on my October to be read list. Girl Meet Dukes in that series. I think I got another book from the series too. I think I showed that on my haul last time. I'm going to be reading, this is Romantic Suspense, Pamela Clare, Striking Distance. Read a little bit of this. TV reporter Laura Nielsen, known as the Baghdad Babe, spent 18 months in an Al-Qaeda compound after being kidnapped live on the air. 2 years later, she's still wondering why. No mission in Javier Cabrera's 14 years as a Navy SEAL affected him the way Laura Rescue did. No woman has stirred his protective instinct the way she did, and he wants her more than he's ever wanted anyone. And that's Pamela Clare, Striking Distance. I like this cover. Next, I'm going to put The Naked Truth by Vi Keelan. I think I've read the back of this on here before. I'm not going to read it again. And give this one a try. And these two came from my Romance Reveal book box. Let me throw two of these up in here so I can get through these Romance Reveal books instead of just stacking them up somewhere. And this is Love Machine by Kendall Ryan. I've read the back of that. I think I've read that on here before when I got the Romance Reveal book box. I'm not going to read that again. And I got the wrong book here. I'm not going to read this one. This might end up being in one of my giveaways. So I'm not going to read that one. And I also, when I do another giveaway, I also give away this too. I'll put that over here as a giveaway. I got Beth Kery. I think I mentioned on here she's a favorite author of mine. And this is called Glimmer. I'm going to give this one a try. I'll read the back of this one. After graduating from her MBA program, Alice Reed is surprised when she's recruited for the management team training experience at the legendary Camp Durand, owned by Durand Enterprises. Young billionaire CEO Dalen Fall. The company usually recruits from Ivy League schools, not insignificant colleges like Alice's. Alice enthusiastically accepts, but she still wonders why Dalen would choose a girl from the wrong side of the tracks for the prestigious program. After a passionate encounter one night, she discovered exactly why. Dalen wants her, and Alice can hardly resist his fierce sexual appetites, though she is amazed that she could appeal to an experienced, sophisticated man like Dalen. Okay, we got some 50 Shades of Grey going on here, I think. Because Beth Kery is known for her, her novels be kind of out there. Yeah, they be how I want to say, sexual content. She got a lot of sexual content gonna be up in here. Yeah. I guess you can tell that from the cover there. And next I have Dangerous Waters by Toni Anderson. This is a romantic suspense. And I'll read a little bit of this. Investigating the discovery of the investigating the discovery of the body, Sergeant Holly Rudd knows she's an unwelcome presence in the close-knit community of Bamfield, but she doesn't expect the residents to be spooked by the mere sight of her. What rattles Holly even more though is her I cannot get it together. Is her overwhelming desire for diver and former Special Forces soldier Flynn Carver. Flynn has no doubt that the corpse he found while diving was a victim of foul play, just as there's no doubt that he wants Holly. Now the two will have to come together to outwit a criminal who's already gotten away with murder. And that's the last one I have on my October TBR. I'm going to try to get through these. Hopefully I'll get through all of these for the end of October. I hope so. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. And I don't know, I might have too many books on this TBR. Because I'm also going to try to read 2 books off of my Kindle. And I'll show those to you right quick. If I can find it. Here we go. I'm going to be reading another book by R.J. Prescott, and it's The Storm, and it's a sports romance. It's on wrestling. And let me see, can I read the synopsis here? Maria Kelly is a survivor who doesn't know when to quit. Against all odds, she's living a life she never dreamed she could have. It was enough until a stubborn fighter makes her want more. I love books on wrestling, on sports romances on the wrestling. Let me see. And this next one is going to be by, if I can get it to come up here. Just a minute. Hot and Bothered by Elle Kennedy, and I guess this is the out of Uniform series. I guess this is going to be hot and steamy. That's what I'm trying to think of when I was talking about Beth, Kery, hot and steamy. Yeah. Let me read about this book. 3 sizzling hot story from New York Times and international bestseller author Elle Kennedy. Is it going to be 3 books in one? Yeah, maybe this is 3 books in this series. So I'll read you a little bit of this. Heat of the Moment. For almost a year, Shelby had lusted over swoon-worthy Garrett, but she can't figure out why he's not interested until she overhears him saying she's too vanilla for his taste. When a heat wave sends the sexy Navy SEAL into her bakery, she finally has the opportunity to show him exactly what he's missing. Yeah, okay, this 3 in 1. I thought this was just one story, but yeah, this is going to be 3 books in one. And the next one is Heat of Passion. Holly has too much on her plate to think about a serious relationship. A hot fling with a SEAL, though, is the perfect way to take the edge off. The last thing she expects is to run into her gorgeous one-night stand weeks later and discover that Carson wants the one thing she doesn't. More. In fact, in the face of his methodical seduction, her resistance is crumbling. Resistance is futile. And then the next story is going to be The Heart of Storm. Sorry about that, my camera went out. Will has waited 15 years for the storm that sends Mackenzie into his arms. He's the one man not scared of her psychic gift, and their one night of passion is enough to convince this tenacious SEAL that they are much, much more than friends. Now he just has to convince her of that. So all 3 of these sound interesting. Oh my goodness, I'm going to read these little stories and I'm going to be like, I want more. But we'll see. All 3 of those sound good. So that's her Hot and Bothered, Out of Uniform. 3 sizzling stories. So I'm going to give that a try. And so that's all I have for now. Hopefully I can make it through all of these by the end of this month. I hope so. I'm going to try to read 3 books in a week. I'm going to see how that's going to work out. And if I can get through 3, if I can go through all of these pretty fast, maybe I can read 4 in a week. I don't know. We'll see. But until then, keep reading those romances, and I'll see you all later. Bye.